Very good everybody, welcome to another video. This is your personal funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko. I will be your captain for today's flight. And today's flight will be a flight from Cuba to United States. The block time is 1 hour 15 minutes, I believe air time 47 or something. We're using the PMDG Boeing 737-600 United Airlines livery. We're using real-world time, real-world weather, GSX, and the Aerosoft simple traffic tool. Basically the common setup we've been using these days, except the aircraft they switch around. It's always real-world time and weather. And we're parked here at gate 34. Jetway doesn't really seem to connect very beautifully, but we'll take it. Right, let's get off in. And let's start by requesting the boarding.
Boarding requested.
So that's our route from Cuba to the United States. The wind 101 at 12 knots. And we got QNH 1018. And at our arrival, we'll have wind 110.
Do you want to board crew?
I do.
Pilot's boarding starting.
110 at 10 knots, it costs up to 15.
Crew boarding starting.
Alright, so let's set up the FMC. We'll be flying from the MUHA and we're at gate 34. It doesn't like it. I believe we were not able to find the correct gate number here. Just zoom in.
Your crew has boarded.
So that was saying gate number 10, but also doesn't really take it, and I believe they didn't really have a position chart or anything. I saw the D there, so let's just try it just for the fun of it. D10. That is not a database. It was to go to D2. Just 10 one more time. Tried this yesterday as well, so we can forget about that. That's okay. We'll set our payload and we'll set the fuel and select route.
Hello.
So fuel 4.7.
Good afternoon.
It's so weird that when you're up here, then all of a sudden the sound of the boarding people just disappears and it doesn't come back. And unfortunately this door, I've not found a way to open it. Doesn't appear to be anything. rotate uplink, so activate and execute. A very short flight. Now departure and arrival. Let's look. FROFP, we have cost index 17, cruising 330, wind 283024. .7 on the block fuel and 1.9, I would say 2,000 kilograms of final reserves. We're departing from runway 06 with the ATMAR 3 departure, and then transition MAXIM, and then airborne 3 for 09er. Let's check the weather real quick. I think this is the same situation as yesterday. Maybe the weather is also the same. So departure runway 06 with 101, that seems okay. And arrival 110 for runway 09, that's okay too. So 06 the ATMAR 3 and Sanborn 3 for 09. ATMAR 3 via MAXIM. Pilot 09er. Sanborn 3 and execute. Then after MAXIM we'll have to change some things around. Or wait, MAXIM we could maybe. We'll have a look at it in a little bit. So the perfinite page, so block fuel 4.7, reserves 2, cost index 17, oops, that's the wrong button, cost index 17, cruising was 330, and the wind was something at 24, 128 at 24. Let's just double check real quick. No, it was 283 at 024. Transition out to 3,000 feet. I remember that to be correct. So N1 limit. We'll have a look at that in a little bit. So first we set up a few other things, such as the route. Let's first get our fuel pumps going, start up the APU. The yaw damper can go on. Arm the emergency exit lights. And cruising altitude 330. Just love the sounds of these buttons when you're clicking them. APU bleed on. So after MAXIM, what will come next? Let's zoom out. big gap. Let's first fix that. Sandburn. So MAXIM. Sandburn, Maslin, Moria. Then we got leg, grid. Looks like it's taking us straight to the runway, so after leg and grid, so we can probably just hook those two up. So let's get the final approach chart for ILS 09. Sandburn, Moria, leg, and then after leg, port out fate. Then comes grid. So we can just follow that. We can connect those two. We got 100 passengers currently boarded. N1 limit. So wait for the boarding to finish. Will be a couple of seconds. Flight director, not director. Flight director on, auto thrust. P250. And cruising altitude 330. I clicked something. Or maybe it was this. I don't know, clicked something. Okay. So back to the plan page. We're on the plan page. Let's actually stay here for. No, we'll do that during flight. So let's just keep on going. So we go to the map view again. Alright, so we have passengers on board. So let's switch to the APU. We disconnect, turn off the ground power, and then we request the disconnect. Come on, just a little arrow up, please. Thank you. So ground power release. And jetway can be released as well, if it hasn't done so. Let's still connect. There it goes. Yeah, so one more thing we'll need here is our performance tool. Runway 06, 1018, calculate. Takeoff 53 degrees, 126, 127, 131, flaps 1, and trim 5, 4.99. So takeoff at 53. Runway remaining 131. One 26, 127, 131. Then that pretty much is it. So let's request pushback. Setting parking brake. And then we can remove the chocks and close all doors.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
And curious now to see on the door. A very nice little stairs to remove chocks. And door management, close all.
Departure checks completed. Bypass being inserted. Locking gear.
So that thing's going to lift our nose up. There it goes, look at that. So cool. I think everything pretty much set up here. Hey, there's no checklist on here. We'll have to set that in there somewhere. And we'll go nose left, tail right, I believe. Now it's 06, so nose left, tail right. Remove chocks, didn't remove them.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
So set the trim to about 5. We start our engines. We'll start engine number 2.
Please set parking brakes.
Let's set the yaw damper gauge. Set our parking brakes here.
Waiting your confirmation for an instant.
Look at the eyebrow windows. Joke checklist, Captain. There we have it. Right, let's confirm good engine start. Although I didn't really check.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
This is looking good. So, wait, they should remain on off. So let's turn on the main generators. We turn off the APU now. APU bleed as well. We're at 200 feet, 220.
Total disconnecting. Bypass being removed.
Flaps 1.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Let's quickly verify our takeoff speeds. One 126, 127, 131. Hi man, thank you. Alright, let's get the show on the road. GSX saying have a good trip. Quite nice. So, we're on the turn-off lights and taxi lights. Parking brake released. Speed's getting a little bit high. 42 knots. keep it at 30 knots max. Turn on traffic. Doesn't look like traffic wants to turn on. Maybe that's... Or do we need to degas for that? That would make sense. So degas on. Traffic, there you go. So speed 22 knots, ground speed. Let's turn on the landing lights. And the position just a little bit steady. Cabin crew, prepare for takeoff. Let's turn off the packs. Set the timer. Engines to 50%. Take off thrust.
Airspeed alive. Eight knots. Rotate. V2. Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. on the autopilot. PMD. PMD N1 LNAV VNAV speed. Alright, so after takeoff checklist, engine bleeds on, max to auto. Landing gear up and off. So the landing gear, leave it at top, but it's not yet off, so we'll turn that off now. And then flaps up, no lights. And we do have flaps up speed, so flaps up. The flaps are traveling. Switch to a standard barometric pressure. Flaps are off, no lights. So after takeoff checklist complete. And then we'll turn off the runway turn-off lights and the taxi lights. My apologies. Why is that sticking out? We're at 10,000 feet, turn off the landing lights. So this looks like some weird glitch. We don't have accelerated sim time or anything, do we? Looks normal. Cannot turn it off, it's only for when it is on. I don't want it at all. TCSR button, auto time compression. I think we had this happen before. So what is the time? 21:24. So it looks like there was no time compression then, or acceleration, or whatever you want to call it. So runway to MAXIM. With a very short cruise, as you can see. So let's set up the ILS. Or set up for the ILS. The ILS already set up. Evo. India Bravo Uniform Lima IBUL 110.9. One was 092 and 1500 feet, 200 radio altitude. So when we descend, we will, the moment we reach top of climb, we will enter 1500 feet in the box, in the window. So now enter 200 feet radio altitude for the decision height. Feet. Touchdown will be 21:59. That's in about 30 minutes. So that won't be long, very short flight. And top of descent, low first ever top of climb. The top of descent will be 69 miles, so that's fairly quick. So at MAXIM we'll reach our cruising altitude. We're at MAXIM now. So on our way to Sanborn. 122 nautical miles, but top of descent is quite strong. 45 miles. We're at cruise. So that means we'll now set the altitude 1500 feet. Let's double check. 1500 feet at Ines. And Ines. Here. 1500 feet. And that is 6.6 nautical miles. So 0902 is 272. That one I can do without the calculator. 6.6. Time 21:32. Check for weather. (1953) 2053. That's an hourly update. 2053. So we'll get one more weather update, basically. No, we don't. Yes, yeah, we do. 6 minutes before landing. Currently 3001, 110 knots, 10 statute miles visibility, few clouds 4800, 28 degrees, and the altimeter 3001. Let's put 3001. See what are we now? 3001. Okay. Top of descent coming up. Maintain nautical miles. And we're 17 minutes into the flight, and we're already almost descending. just to have a closer look now. So we've got the leg just within the 15 nautical mile wing, and then grid. And I thought that Ines was where the light sub starts to take us down. And it should be 6.6 miles from Eiffel. So grid. Ines. So that is not 6.6 miles, but it appears to be a little bit earlier, like maybe 6 miles over 7. But it's good if we're ready by the start of that line. So, top of descent, so we've started our descent now. Stand one till next, 70 miles or so. Aslan, Moria, leg, grids. So let's get the Ines West stage. So flaps 40, 125 knots, is 130 knots. Let's have our descent checklist. So pressurization, landing altitude. Sea level. We cannot enter it. I believe we were on 200. So just put this to 0. Recall. Checked. Auto brake. Let's do auto brake too. Landing rate of VRF minimum. So we got our VRF speed 125, and we should be able to see that on the next page as well. 130. That's with wind correction. Then we got our radio altitude 200. We got 110.9er at the heading of 092. 110.9er 092 for Miami International ILS localizer runway 09. That's our runway. So check, and approach briefing has been completed as well. So next up will be approach, 18,000 feet will be the transition altitude. So maybe we address the passengers and we'll turn on the seatbelt sign. What do you think? Good day, this is your captain speaking. We have started our descent, so please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelt. We're expected to arrive at Miami International Airport in approximately 20 minutes. It will be a cloudy day. It will be a little bit humid. There's a little bit of clouds, and the temperature is 28 degrees. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and keep your seatbelt on until the sign has been extinguished. On behalf of United Airlines and the entire crew, thank you for flight. So a little bit high on the profile now. Nothing too crazy yet, but it is increasing. And then dropping a little bit. Let's get a little bit of speed brake out just for a bit. And we may not see the new weather because after it is issued we will see it like 10 minutes later, so we're probably not even going to see any new weather. So now we get a better overview of the situation. Basically it's a straight in as well, just like we had earlier today at Geneva. So after Sandburn we go Moria and then Lake and Grid, and this is already the center line basically for our runway. 20,000 feet is a little bit high. Or below 30 or something, it doesn't even show it. Total fuel on board now 3,000 kilograms. There's transition altitude. Let's get a little bit more on the profile. There's a chance that we are we're actually high the moment we switch over, so see if we can catch up with it, but not those doing it. Actually the situation is worsening. Well, let's switch to standard, from standard to local. And as I said, we're actually a little bit high. So we'll leave the speed brakes out for a little bit longer. Let's get the speed brake back in. So Sandburn is 18 miles, should be 11 minus. So the approach check was basically completed then, if it only says altimeter. Then engine start switches should go to continuous relight. We can do that now. Deep brake armed, we'll do that on final approach, landing gear down, flaps, green light. It's looking nice and swampy. Speed brakes out again. And let's turn on the landing lights and we extend them. I know it does create a little bit of drag, it will not probably be negligible, but let's just do it. And we'll start the APU. So 3 miles until Sandburn. So let's reflect our speed brakes again. The output is basically dead ahead. So currently we're still on profile. On our way to Haslam, 4 miles, 13,000, between 11 and 13,000, so it's good it's going to 11. And then after that comes Moria, speed 240. Right, so passing 10,000 feet, we already turned on the landing lights. We don't have DME just yet. Let's deploy the speed brakes again. 5 miles from Moria, and we have to be there at 7,530. And we're pretty much on profile here. Let's retract the speed brakes again. We're turning from Moria now to Leg. We should be there at 4,000 feet. Speed 228. And I think that's our only localizer. Do we have, we don't have DME. Not sure if that's going to work. Let's get a little bit closer. You are 25 nautical miles from the airport. Let's turn on our runway turn-off lights and the taxi lights. Getting a little bit high on the profile. Speed brakes up. So that's our speed brakes out. Definitely needed to stay on the correct vertical path. Our speed should go down to 228 in about 5.5 miles. So there's our DME on the localizer. See if we can intercept. Disarmed. Let's retract the speed brake. I think there's our airport. We're about to take a right turn from Leg to Grid, and then the localizer will intercept. That's our localizer. We're below the glide slope. Keep going down at Leg 4,000 feet, and then Grid, it says brake required, so let's get the speed brakes out. $15 nautical miles. Keep saying direct required. So for now we're still flying with the speed brakes out. But I don't want our speed to drop too low. Let's go flaps 1. And let's arm the approach. We're captured by the glide slope. Flap 2. So let's arm the ground spoiler.
2,500.
We're 9,000. We're 9.5 miles. So flap 5. Let's drop our gear. Cabin crew, take your seats for a landing. So 7 miles out, you got the gear down. Flaps 10. Flaps 15. We're almost at 1,000 feet. I would like to take over, but I do want full flaps now. So flaps full, speed 130. Alright, so autopilot off. So try to flare a little bit earlier, like at 30 feet, just basically immediately start flaring. But, you know, I do not want to flare too quickly because I will overflare maybe. So it's an interesting balance. Let's try and stay on the glide slope here.
Glide slope. $100. 50. 30.
Idle,
20.
flare.
10.
So that's a bouncy landing. Put your down. Reverse is out. So welcome to Miami, everybody. Engines to idle, flaps up, and the speed brakes up. Just looking for a suitable parking position now. this work? Don't follow this line completely. So basically we drive right over this vehicle there. A little bit further now, come on. There we are, that's better. That's looking a bit funny. So here we are. Hope you enjoyed your flight. Thank you very much for checking. Welcome to Miami once again. There's our little flight. But then, thank you for checking. Keep your love on. Well, bye bye.